Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain a prose lesson for second language English medium students in Karnataka State Syllabus. The title of the lesson is The Discovery. The Discovery. Discovery, you know the meaning of discovery. It was written by Herman Old. He is the author, or he wrote this lesson, The Discovery. Firstly, you can see how many characters are in this play. Firstly, Christopher Columbus. You might have heard about that person. He has discovered America. Columbus discovered America. You studied in history. Christopher Columbus, first character. Next, Pedro Janitor. He was the officer in that ship. Pedro Janitor. Next one, PP. PP was a page boy, or in other words, a helping boy, or just like a servant we can say, PP. Next one, Juan Pitino, another character, Juan. Next, Diego Gracia is the name of another character, Diego Gracia. Next one, Francisco and Guillermo, they are seamen. Francisco and Guillermo, these are the primary or main characters in this play. There are some others also, they are all crews. Their name is not mentioned here. Anyway, this Guillermo, he was most rebellious against this Columbus. Guillermo. He is the seaman. Really, this Columbus discovered America in the year of 1492. We know that in ancient or in olden days, many European countries, they have appointed many sailors to find out many sea routes to different countries. In the same way, here also, the royal sovereign of Spain had appointed Christopher Columbus to find out a new sea route to India. They had appointed that authority, or the royal sovereign of Spain had already appointed Christopher Columbus to find out a new sea route to India. So Christopher Columbus, they had commissioned, or they had deputed, or they had appointed Christopher Columbus. So Columbus thought it as his mission. He considered, or he thought that it was a mission. He had a vision in his mind. It was a mission. So he started this voyage. Moreover, there were 50 seamen were there. Crews. There were 50 crews. Crews means the people who are working. The workers who are working in the sea is called crew. So there were 50 crew also with him. So they all started their journey. They set out their journey. But the difficulty is that they have spent many days. The seamen and Columbus and all others, they had sailed. It was an arduous voyage. Columbus felt many difficulties. It was an arduous voyage because they had spent many days. Even then, they could not find any sight of land. So it is only natural that firstly, in the first beginning itself, I told that Columbus had a vision. He thought that God had appointed that person. Columbus thought that God had appointed him to find out a new land. But at the same time, the seamen, they felt homesick and they did not like to go further. Here we can see that only this page boy, he was faithful. He had believed fully, or he had full faith in Columbus. Page boy had full faith in Columbus, but all others, they tried to start a mutiny, or they tried to start a rebellion against Columbus. Moreover, what they did, we can see, they felt homesick. They liked to home. They liked to retain their voice. So they started to drink and they began to sing song. Then their song really irritated Columbus. Columbus told Pedro, an officer, you just go and tell them to stop their song. But Pedro told that they are only laymen, common people. They don't have any vision like you. You have some vision. You have some knowledge. You have some strong determination. But you are a duty-bound person. But they are not like, they are only common people. They don't have much vision or knowledge like you. So it is only natural that in order to avoid the frustration, or in order to avoid the homesick, or in order to avoid the disappointment, they started to drink and they began to sing song. But when this person told to stop it, they did not obey. They again started it, it was just like a roaring sound, or roaring. But Columbus told that it is very difficult to go. Moreover, I understood that only a few people will come forward and only a few people will give me help. This is a very critical days, and moreover, I understood the sincerity of some people. When we are in danger, we can see who are very sincere and who are not sincere. Now I understood that only Pepe, that page boy, was sincere or faithful to him. So one day they decided to kill this Columbus. But one day or other, this Pepe or page boy understood their plan. Others had made a conspiracy to kill this Columbus. One day or other, Pepe heard their voice. So they informed this matter to Columbus. Captain, your life is in danger, because they had a conspiracy to kill you. Yeah, because I heard their sound. So Columbus understood this thing. So Pepe told that you don't do. At least you wait till one more days. So Guillermo I told you in the beginning that Guillermo was the most rebellious man. He was the leader to make a conspiracy. So Pepe convinced Guillermo and all other seamen, and they told that you just wait at least one more days. So by hearing his voice, Guillermo had no option except to yield or except to hear his voice. So Guillermo told that, okay, I will wait one more days. So within that period, we had to see the land, otherwise we should return back, otherwise we will kill or we will start a mutiny against this captain. So completely they were in a dilemma. All were frustrated. They could not see any sign of land. Lastly, in the 11th hour, Columbus saw a flickering light or a dim light he saw. So that was the sign of a land. So Columbus succeeded his vision, or Columbus had already fulfilled his vision. We can say that Columbus was a duty-bound person, great personality, we can say, strong, determined person, and he fully believed, he had a full faith in religion and God also. That's the end of the story. Lastly, Columbus succeeded to find out or to discover that new land. He discovered America. Columbus discovered America. You can see, I will read this lesson. After that again I will explain. All of you should open your textbook again. I will read and then I will explain again. Christopher Columbus first saw the light of the New World on the night of 11th October 1492. Before he could achieve this great feat, he was often at open defiance with his crew. Based on this, the play builds up a conflict of great imagination. So we can see that he started his voyage. So he saw the light of New World, or Christopher Columbus discovered America in the year of 1492. It is written 1492. You should remember that year. So he felt so much difficulty on his way before he could achieve this great feat. Great feat means his goal or skill, you can say. Before he could achieve his goal, before he could achieve his goal, he felt many fear and many difficulty. He overtook many difficult conditions. John sharply, we can say, the song of the seaman is heard. It is scarcely distinguishable murmur. So firstly, the play starts with a song. The play starts with a song. What song? Here is a king or rum, to kingdom come. The devil laughs, but God is dumb. So they just made a roaring sound. They drank. After that, they began to sing song loudly. He was just, they had compared Columbus as a devil or representative of devil. Joan sharply, they ought to stop that. The captain is always furious when he hears it. Joan, they ought to stop that. The captain is always furious when he hears it. Diego, shall we even sing to keep our spirits sharp? They attend with assumed acidity to the rigging. Pedro comes in, he is somewhat surprised when he sees others. So Joan sharply, they ought to stop. Joan told that they should stop that thing because the captain feel angry or he will become furious. At that time, Diego said, no, they want to keep their spirits. In order to keep their spirits, in order to make some happiness in their mind, they are drinking and they are singing. Because they are all common men or they are only laymen or common people. So at least they are doing this to avoid or to forget their homesick. Pedro, who is that? Diego, rising. Diego Gracia and Juan, sir. Pedro, inclined to communicable. It is dark. I would welcome the moon. So Pedro says that it is dark. I would welcome the moon. Diego, hi, Don Pedro. Some of us would welcome the coast of Spain still more. So they are saying that they understood that they were unable to see any sight of land, so it is better to return home. Pedro, pumping. That means a question, impatient Diego. There are limits to patience. Pedro said, that means Diego replied that there is a limit for patience. We have tolerated, or we were very patient till this day, but they are all common people. There is a limit for patience. We could not see any sight of land. Diego, we are like bats trying to fly by day. It is time he gave it. Why should one man have the lives of 50 in his hand? Why should one, I told you that 50 crews were there. 50 people were there in the ship. So, Diego said that. Diego said in a desperate voice, we have started many days, we have spent many days, even then we could not hear, we could not see any sight of land. Why? We 50 people, that person is really taking or is losing our lives. 50 people are losing their lives. Why we should stand, why should remain there, why can't we question? He is playing with that. Columbus is playing with the lives of 50 crews. Columbus is playing with the lives of 50 people, 50 seamen. What is the need? We are like bats trying to fly by day. It is time he gave it. We should one man have. Why should one man have the lives of 50 in his hand? Everything is in his hand. Columbus is playing with the lives of 50 people, 50 people, 50 crews. Pedro, with authority, I hope we are entertaining mutinous thoughts, Diego. Pedro told them. Pedro is also not faithful to Columbus. I told you, only Pepe was the only boy. Pepe was the only person who had complete faith in Columbus. Pedro, I hope you are not entertaining mutinous thought, Diego. Pedro told, I think that we will be forced to start a mutiny or a rebellion against Columbus. Diego, mutiny is an ugly word. Pedro, an uglier deed. Diego told that, no, don't do such, don't think such, it is not a good word. It is an ugly word or bad word. And an uglier indeed. Dion finishes his job at the rigging, rises, and with a salute goes up. Columbus comes in. He is tall, well-built man of 46. He is prematurely white, complexion fair, almost ruddy. That means ruddy means healthy, pink and healthy. If you means ruddy, a man of quick temper and irritably, which he controls only with an effort. His face in repose, in melancholy. That means a sad mood. Columbus, seeing Don Pedro in conversation with Diego, he looks a trifle. So he look a little. A trifle means a little suspicious. He became suspicious. He became, Columbus also felt sad because even though they had spent a few days, even though they had spent many days They were unable to see any land, but Columbus also became sad, but even then he was strong, determined. He had a determination in his mind. So he did not give up his hope. He turns quickly to Diego. He told it to Diego, Columbus, that candle on foremast is fluttering. See, that is put right. Diego, yeah, yes sir. Columbus, and Diego, yes sir. This is the quarter deck. Yes sir. Columbus, a good sailor knows his place. Columbus told that when Columbus came there, he saw that captain is talking with the other seamen. It was the quarter deck. Quarter deck means it is the place of the upper deck and a place which is reserved for only for officers. At that place, other seamen also came there. So he told that you go. This is not your place. You want to take your own place. So you should. Columbus saw their conversation. The other seaman also was standing there. It was not his right place. So he wanted to go to his right place. So Columbus told, this is the place of only officer's place. So you go and take your place. A good sailor knows his place. It is very important, that sentence you should see. A good sailor knows his place. That means good sailor knows his. Columbus told, this is not your place. You are making some conspiracy. Columbus understood that they were making some conspiracy. So in order to avoid that thing, Columbus told, you go, this is not your place. Columbus wanted to put that man in his proper place. That was what he told. A good sailor knows his place. That was the reason, very important sentence for extract question. Diego with repressed fury, yes sir. Columbus points out, Diego scarcely concealing a scowl. That means Diego he was with anger or fury. Scowl means show some anger. Because of he went out. Seamen of singing. Again they started, seamen began to take drink and they started singing again after taking liquor. Here is a king or the kingdom come, the devils laugh, but God is dumb. Columbus and Pedro descend into the quarter deck. Columbus, Pedro, they drink too much. Columbus told Pedro what they are doing. Again they are singing song loudly. They drank too much. Pedro, they are simple men and must have their relaxation. The next words break from him almost involuntary. We have not at all your vision, Captain. Pedro told that Columbus understood that Pedro was not faithful to Columbus fully. Columbus knew thoroughly that Columbus suspected, or Columbus had something about the faith of Pedro also. Columbus was quite aware that Pedro was not fully supporting that person. So Pedro told, they are simple men, sir. They wanted to leave, or they wanted to avoid, or they wanted to forget their homesick or their feeling. So in order to avoid their feeling, they are taking liquor and they are drinking, they are singing song. Because they are only common men. Columbus impatiently, it is my will. Is that not enough? Immediately, Columbus got angry and told that, no, I am the captain. I want to stop immediately. I am saying, I wish to stop their song. Pedro bowed his head. Pedro just bowed his head and then said, Columbus, hastily, forgive me, Don Pedro. A curb for my tongue, or a curb for my unbridled. Unbridled means uncontrolled. Uncontrolled. Bridled, you know. Unbridled means uncontrolled. My worst enemy. More quickly, my will, friend, because God's will. Shall that suffice? Columbus used the word, it is my order. I am the captain. So they should stop that song immediately, suddenly. But after saying that statement, after saying that order, Columbus thought it was not good at that time. So Columbus told, oh, my tongue, I will always lose my temper. That is my habit. I will always use these kind of words, statements. That is my weakness. I know my weakness. My tongue is not good. I admit myself that my tongue is not good. Pedro, not appeased. Pedro was not satisfied. I do not claim your confidence, sir. Pedro told, okay, sir, you can go ahead. I don't argue with, I don't stand against you. Columbus, thundering again, I claim this. The sound of the seaman's song is again heard. That sound became louder and louder, a roaring sound. It became a roaring sound, very loud sound. A blight upon their singing bid them stop. Pedro goes off with an air of discontent. When he's alone, Columbus looks out, we see murmuring sound, mystery. Put God in implant the desire to solve mysteries and not provide the solution. Suddenly, Pepys runs up the steps to the Pope. So I part of that duck, if is coming. Columbus is startled. We see Pepys came, and he came at the highest part of that ship. That's the end of that ship, end part. At that time, Pepys informed Columbus. Pepys, me captain, Pepys, Columbus, frowning on him. Have you been there all the time, Pepys? Why you are coming? All others were drinking and they are singing. You did not go there? Columbus, Pepys, please sir, I am off duty. Columbus, then why are not you down below? Why you did not go below? Pepys was faithful to Columbus. Columbus also understood that thing. Even then Columbus told, and just as a fun, why boy you did not go, you did not share with that people? No sir, I did not go. Pepys whimsically, that means in an amusing manner. Pepys, knowing that his privilege, I prefer your company to theirs. Am I in the way here, sir? Pepys told, no sir, I like to join with you. I don't like their company. I am believing you fully. I am always supporting you. I want to stand with them. I want to support them. Pepys, I don't speak to them. I hate them. Columbus, Pepys, and get you gone. Pepys turns reluctantly quick. The boy goes more quickly. Here, you heard what Don Pedro said. They told, you just hear what Pedro said. Pedro, you know, Pedro is an officer, but even that officer did not give his full support to Columbus. Columbus was quite aware about that thing. He told that boy, Pepys, you know what that officer told Pedro said? Columbus, but even he doubts. That officer is also doubting me. He has no faith in me. Pepys, everybody doubts except me. Columbus, everybody. Pepys, except me, captain, except me. Columbus, laying a hand on the boy's head, you are young enough to have faith. Thank you, boy. So Columbus, that boy told that, sir, all are against you. All are against you. So I am only a single person who was supporting you. Columbus told, okay, I know you are believing me. Pepys, they are horrible when they drink too much. They see mistake, they fall. Poor fellow Columbus, approaching near, captain, be careful. Sometimes they are desperate. Pepys told, Pepys went near Columbus and told, sir, they became rebellious. They became furious. Sometimes they may make some dangerous. They may make some mutiny against you. Columbus, that is ugly. I bid Don Pedro stop them. So you think they might become dangerous. Don Pedro returns. Go boy, Pepys moves back, but goes not out. Well, Don Pedro. Their singing changes to a roar. The deepening of their discontent is ominous. That means just like an evil. They are singing like an evil. It became louder and louder. It changed, right? And the sound is changed like a roaring sound. He told that matter to that officer. Pedro, captain, they ignore my order. Columbus, I make an example of one of them. Suddenly, hello. What sneaking mischief maker is that? Crawling about the death. Show yourself. He told that, no, I will teach a lesson to that man. That means Guillermo was the person who took initiative to start a rebellion or mutiny against Columbus. Pepys, they are not obeying me, sir. Columbus, boy, come here. What are the words? Pepys, he said, Santa Maria will be the lighter for his carcass. Santa Maria, it is the name of that ship. Santa Maria, name of that ship. They are drinking and they are singing. What is the meaning of that song? That means they will kill Columbus and that dead body will be thrown on the sea. Santa Maria. Santa Maria will be the lighter for his carcass. Columbus, he said that he moved more than he will show. So Columbus was surprised because people told that they are planning to kill Columbus. That is the meaning of their song. Francisco, I'm sorry sir, I knew how high feeling had around. Columbus, send Guillermo eyes to me. Francisco, sorry sir, but he told Francisco that you just send Guillermo, I will put him in the chain or I will punish him. Columbus, discipline knows no about. He should be what I am saying. So you go and you tell Guillermo to come. I will give him punishment. I will put him in the chain. Columbus, don't withdraw. Let Guillermo eyes be sent to me. He shall know what it is like in irons. So he ordered or commanded to send Guillermo. After that, Columbus told that I know how to teach him a lesson. Pedro is halfway down the stairs of the quarterdeck when Guillermo eyes and other men rushed in angry mass towards Columbus, growling like infuriated animals, just animals. They became very angry, and after that, a group of people and Guillermo also, they were trying to attack Columbus. They were trying to kill Columbus. At that time, people saw this thing and they stood against them. They protested or they resisted or they blocked their attack. People, cowards, you will have to kill me first. People, that page boy told, you are a coward, you are not brave. First you kill me, after you can kill Columbus. I won't allow to kill that captain because I am believing him. You are only coward, you have no brave, you have no courage. Voices out of the way, devil's web, lickspittle. That is a bad word, lickspittle. Columbus, what? Does that child stand between me and death? Columbus was surprised. People going him, my captain, the men are somewhat sheepish, just like a sheep. Columbus, people, this is a voyage of discovery. The men growled. I set out to discover a new world, a radiant. That means a land, radiant land, beyond unknown seas. I want to see a unknown or radiant, or I want to see a new land, unknown land. This is a vision which I am keeping in my mind. I am sure that I can find a new land. Because he was a strong, determined person. Columbus was a strong, determined person. Because to find the new wealth and dominions for our sovereign king and queen, new souls for the sacrifice of our Savior to redeem. So far I have discovered. But one thing, I have discovered that when a man is given a vision, he must follow it alone. Loyalty passes like seaweed on an outgoing tide. Friendship breaks as a mast followed by worms breaks. Discipline, duty and honorable obedience are bubbles and burst at the first contact. There remains but oneself. Columbus told that, no, anyway I will fulfill my vision. I am sure that I can find out a new land. But one thing I understood through this voice, because royalty will disappear. Confidence and friendship will disappear when a person is in danger. That is what I studied. That lesson I studied through this voice. People, his eyes gleaming with excitement, shining. People, I am loyal. I am still obedient. Still your devoted servant. People told that, sir, I am always loyal to you. I am always believing you. Because his eyes was shining. Columbus, I am not grateful. Pedro, I hope my loyalty has never been in question, sir. Pedro told that, you please don't disbelieve. I am always believing you. You should not question my loyalty. I will always give support to you. I told you in the beginning, because the only one who gave support, full support to Columbus till he found that land. Columbus, you have sometimes been silent. Don't withdraw. When speech would have made your loyalty clear. But I think you are simple men, sir. Columbus, shall simple men judge their betters? Guillermo, we may as well as wait till tomorrow at any rate. Lastly, I told you, Guillermo told that, okay, we will wait until tomorrow. After that, we won't allow to continue. Guillermo, Columbus, dark deeds are better than in dark. Francisco, desperate men do not always act upon the best that is in them, sir. The Francisco told they are very desperate, sir. So they will do anything. They are desperate people. They have no vision. They are not educated like you. Columbus, I thank you for reminding me, Francisco. Your best cannot be bettered. Good night. Then several others go to sheepish, a brief silence. Columbus does not move. He is struggling with overwrought emotion when he speaks. His voice is not steady. Columbus was also completely, he was confused because all were against Columbus. So he was in a dilemma. But even then he was strong, determined to accept. Columbus, turning to Pedro, 2 minutes ago, don't Pedro, I saw, I thought, I saw. It is. Pedro, excitement, what's a light, a faintly flickering, rising up and down. Look, he points. Lastly, he told, you see, Columbus, I saw that flickering light. That means a dim shining light I saw. That is sure, I am sure that it is a sign of a land. So definitely I will say that it is the sign of a land. So I discovered, I am sure that you can see that the flickering light. If you can see that flickering, a dim light you can see, it is the sign of a land. Sure, I am sure. Look, it is a glory be God. At this moment, there is a wild shout of Pedro told, okay sir, correct, very good, it is the glory to be, we should be thankful to God. That statement you should understand. It is a glory be to God. It is said by Pedro, don't forget, it is said by Pedro to Columbus. When Columbus said that, he saw a flickering or he saw a dim light, then Pedro also saw that thing, and at that time Pedro told, okay sir, it is correct. We should be thankful to God. It is a glory be to God. Voice, it is a light, land, a sailor comes running on, delirious with joy and excitement. So all of this, some others also came and they also saw that light, they became very happy. Sailor, did you see sir? A light, blessed mothers of God, a light, okay. We are very happy, we are very joyful now because we can thankful to God. Columbus, give the order to heave to. Okay, anyway, they enjoyed and just lastly they found or they discovered that new land. It is the end of that story. Then question says and others I will view later. So you please read this lesson. After that it is ended. So I am going to stop. You please, thank you very much. You please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.